Hello and welcome to Stocks Advisor channel. Here at our channel we are looking for interesting buy opportunities for US-based stocks. Today we will speak about GoPro, traded at NASDAQ, ticker name GPRO. Well, GoPro is a famous company, of course, no need to introduce it, and it was therefore showing, dragging a lot of attention, showing very nice recovery sequence starting from COVID, the most depth day of 17th of March. Here, and now the question is actually what has happened last trading session. We saw it was breakage of upwards trend, and therefore there are many questions. What is going to happen with this stock? Is it still good to buy, to keep, and what we can expect here? Where would be the interesting buy opportunities? To understand this, let's have a look to general statistics of GoPro, and then we will see further what we can do. So before looking at the uptrend that was indeed seen from the deepest, the worst COVID day, 17-16 of March, we can see that actually GoPro was showing two uptrend lines here, two recovery sequences. So one is a fast recovery trend, which lasted until 8th of June. And by the way, 8th of June was the bad day for many companies, that many companies showed a breakage of uptrend and returning to downwards behavior, to strong corrections. But GoPro is not many other companies as well, just showing some deceleration of the uptrend. And indeed, if we look here at 8th of June, it switched to a slower trend, which is like a trend 2, you can call it. And actually, both trends were following, trend 1 and trend 2 were following moving average 20 line here, the green line. And then last trading session here, we saw the breakage of the trend 2 after having a bigger wave starting at about 28th of July. So we started a new wave, and then instead of finishing wave or slowly going to trend 2, there was a strong breakage. And then moving average 50, the blue line, worked as support and volatility here, although it was pierced, but at the end of the trading session, it returned back to its level. So what's the future with where to buy the best and what would be for GoPro? To understand this, let's have a look to bigger picture. But before that, I want to note here that we have three moving averages depicted by green, blue, and red line, being moving averages 20, 50, and 200. So here on the left, you see their depiction. So to understand why this happened, why this last wave that started about 28th of July, why did it broke last Thursday? Here, let's look to a bigger scale picture of the GoPro chart. And if we look here, then everything becomes more clear. So you don't really need to particularly look at the candles themselves, but just to look at general trend. Again, to remind you, so this is the deepest COVID drop here, 16-17 of March. Then here is the recovery, trend line 1, trend line 2. But actually, what happened with the trend? Why did it break here? Well, it's very clear. It's just reached the very pre-COVID maximum of last year, October. Here, this one. And it worked as a very strong resist, well, not really a resist line, but a reconsideration line plus some news. Overall, let's say, difficulties and earning reports and everything together. Plus, this is very strong psychological line that worked here as a strong resist or reconfirmation line. So actually, there was a massive drop. And now the question is, when we will go back, what will happen? Here, there is nothing serious to say about GoPro that it will really break the trend and go to descending behavior, because overall the company is doing okay. But still, what you need to remember that this top line that was broken last Thursday was developed in October, but the pre-COVID levels, actually maximums, they were about February, so these were about 425. So actually, we are already above the pre-COVID situation on some reasonable amounts. Now coming back to, let's say, more magnification on scale, now it's clear that this line is actually nothing but the last year, actually this year, 12 months maximum of previous October. Then if you look at the pre-COVID levels, about 425, here we are. So we are already at, we were actually 575, now we are 494. We are already significantly higher than the pre-COVID, so we are playing in this elevation zone, which is very positive for the company. Not every company recovered and shown such a strong growth as actually GoPro did. So now what happened from after COVID depth, we had several waves upwards recovery sessions. And then after 4 big waves, we went to slower trend 2, which was not really showing big waves, but was just slowly following the trend 2. And then it tries to show once a big wave and it's broken. So now the question where it's going. And it's very easy to understand, of course, from behavioral stock, there is nothing generally bad for this one. So it's purely turning to the area of chart analysis and chart-driven behaviors. And therefore, you can already see some strong resist here, support lines and resist. So first resist was this one, overall maximum of last October, resist level 1. And then we see strong supports, actually trend 2 worked here as a volatility point where it dropped at the beginning, where it started, but then it was pierced further down. So then moving average 50 was another volatility. I can't really call it support line because it's pierced, and most probably the support lines will be developed either at this pre-COVID line, let's call it, let's say pre-COVID line, PRL, and or moving average 200, which is, by the way, also showing positive tendency after this nice recovery sequence. It is actually going upwards here. You can clearly see it. So in that sense, the most support and the most interesting buying opportunities will be either at the level of PRL line here or just at the moving average 200 line here. So overall, you can say with these two circles, buy in and average down. This orange, let's say, rectangular is interesting buying opportunities, and most probably the correction will go there, because also if you look for the latest candle, it's a long body red candle with big shadows, something like that, which is usually confirming the descending, and it's not really about indication that the downwards movement is stopped. So what could happen here? It's either at Monday at the beginning, we start actually with some volatility jump and further correction towards PRL line and moving average 200, or we'll just immediately continue here. So once we reach those two dark circles, it will be interesting buy opportunity. Also, of course, reconfirmed with many other supports, although it's not expected that we will go that level, but even if this happens, this is then very solid support line here as one, etc., etc. So it's very echeloned defense here, but we won't probably go that low. So it will be all game, most probably will be from chart analysis in this orange rectangular with dark circles. Also, if you look to RSI is actually also declining here strongly, still showing the decline level, but slowly developing the upwards pressure. And also, if we look at MACD index, divergence convergence here, is also crossing downwards. So these two are momentarily bearish, but overall the company is like mid and long term, it's bullish of course, but some strong correction could happen. So GoPro is actually now in a correction mode. This is very important to remember because, again, to remind you, we are well above of pre-COVID level, pre-COVID line PRL. So we at least will reach that one. Then retest maybe some going deeper to either dark circles. In severest case, we might go to the levels of S1 line, but then actually the rebound should be observed. And speaking about next where it will end, well, it will be, of course, we will need to look further to that one, but most probably the first, let's say, kind of resistance line will be at these levels. And then which coincides with actually current moving average 50, and then we will see where it goes. So we will do further the follow-up video to understand the next steps for GoPro. That's it for GoPro. The main message here is a correction and waiting for interesting buy opportunities designated with those dark circles. Good luck with it. Also would like to drag your attention to our other options on our channel. First of all, please don't forget to subscribe to it. Also, we want to say that now we are on Facebook. There is a Facebook page called Stocks Advisor with a nickname Stocks Advise. So please follow us there if you are Facebook fan, so then you will not miss our videos. And also there is a mobile application. Momentarily it's only for Android devices. Later it will be also put to iOS platform. You can find it on Google Play Store. It's free tool you can download, and there you can have a list of latest 15 stocks discussed on our video channel with buying advising prices, and so you can keep it as a list always in your pocket. Always you can check it, and when you want to see a specific video for a given stock, you are welcome, of course, to come to our channel and watch the full video. So please check our mobile application and try our Facebook page. With that, thank you for watching, and do not forget to subscribe to our channel.